when that gets off the ground. But right now, we're going to start this game. And yeah, we'll just roll with the punches and see if we can do it live. Fuck it. And Yamcha will go first. So let's see where this match takes us.
Okay.
First turn visiting, never a bad
Narrow
thing.
escape and an unleash. Whoa.
Oh, that was a little...
Camera
I don't think that was on our end. But yeah, it's fine.
Not entering. Understandable.
Yeah, Blue Yamcha's not going to enter first turn, especially against Black 13. So yeah, Yamcha will
Double
pass.
your knee
Keep some
catch,
cool.
double your fun.
Keep some cool stuff. 13 will pass because he doesn't want to be at
DDA.
hard disadvantage.
That's how you pronounce it.
Oh, I was just going by. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I deeply apologize.
I'm pretty sure I've heard it pronounced that way too, but I was messing up on my own, doing what I can.
That both means that I can't speak and can't read. So sorry to the stream and
no.
To DDA himself.
They're chugging on their end, I think.
That'll be okay. As long as the frames are moving, like we haven't locked up again. So.
Well, no, it was just like a frame at a
Sure.
time, or people were just moving really slowly. Who can say?
But yeah, we are in our first combat. Confrontation. Yamcha got some valuable information there about
Got some neck beams.
the state of 13's hand. Yamcha gained an anger from the master use. And a couple of stages with that neck beam. Yamcha with another neck beam or an unleashed. Yamcha power appears to hit, so he will also stuff one physical attack, which...
Yeah. It's got defensive burst, and I'm not sure exactly what else is in.
Mm-hmm. And Yamcha now unleashing, which, you know, in this combat isn't going to net him anything being at level 2, but over the course of the game it definitely will.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's kind of funny, with Yamcha level 2, managing your discard pile size is a big deal. So being at level 2 with almost no discard pile will be a liability for maybe the first combat at the very least that he gets into. I bet 13 will rectify that quickly. Like, I can't imagine he's not going to be pushing life card damage, but, you know, it's just one of those things. It's funny when tiny little things that shouldn't affect the game because they're so strange might affect the outcome of the ability to use some of those effects. So 13, pass again. Heal an angry block. Yamcha will drop an expert assistance. And contemplate turn.
Do you think, is he only running the quick shots? Does Blue have attached cards?
I don't think Blue has attached cards as of set 6. Awakening gives it a couple, but I'm pretty sure that there are maybe one or two other non-styled things he could be using also. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Blue has a styled attached card yet with the sets that are currently released. Really thinking about that combat.
Blue surround, does that attach?
It attaches to your opponent, I think. Like, I think it attaches itself to your opponent.
Okay,
but
yeah,
I
that was
might
just
be
brought
wrong
up.
about that. Like, you can't unleash for a card that doesn't attach to your
Yeah.
MP. And that's what you were asking about, right?
Someone brought it up.
Okay.
Scuba Steve,
Right on.
2381, asked about Blue surround.
Mm-hmm. All right, Yamcha going in, visiting for Unleashed. And immediately expert assistancing to unleash. So, not fucking around even a little bit. And this is interesting because I haven't seen that many other people's builds of Blue Yamcha. The one that I was running, and I ran it like at the start of set 5 for a bit, was much more like passive kind of stick and move, you know, plink a little damage and just try not to die. But he is going like he's just taking the gas, like. A Yamcha deck that strives for level 3 is a Yamcha deck that is trying to fuck shit up. So, Ashir is on a tear right now in terms of trying to push damage, and we'll see how that works out for him.
Mm-hmm. He's got a blanketing. I think that's a. What is that one card? He's got 2 blanketing, and then is it
That's a crouch, I
Crouch,
believe.
crouch,
yeah.
crouch, crouch.
So a fizz block. Yeah, he'll take that dismissal. That doesn't matter for this action.
Yeah.
And assuming 13 maintains his stage count, which I think he will, Yamcha's got great options for
Where did that yellow sleeve
stacking
come from?
and drawing a card.
There was a random yellow sleeve or something. That was weird.
Oh, his mastery. I don't know. Yeah, that blanketing's going to hit clean. That's a lot of damage. A lot of unpreventable damage with Yamcha level 3 power. And time to banish some stuff. Yeah, stuff that anger. Just trying to take the actions, take the actions that are available to him. I mean, he's really in a rough spot.
Yeah.
In terms of both of this combat and just the game going forward, because he's not going to get off a level 1 this turn, most likely.
Yeah. I wouldn't think
Because
so.
He doesn't even have another attack, right? And
I
don't think he's used.
he doesn't have a hand. Or no, he does
No,
have
he's
a
got
hand.
a
Never mind,
hand.
he's got one
I
card.
don't think he's used to the 13's power, but Asher can block it anyway with that crouch, so that's going to be a non-starter for the anger that he desperately wants at this point. He used the crouch. All right, I don't know about that. Without stacking it, I'll say, there you go. Unless, no? Is he actually stronger than 13? That crouch might have been on top of his deck. I don't know if it's optional or not. I do not recall. But I'm also not sure what Yamcha's level 3 stages are, so maybe he is just stronger than 13.
He just pulled.
It is not optional.
He just got 15 out.
And that was with the 13 power that
Yeah.
I figured Asher would plan to block. But he let through that. What's the name of it? Is that black? That's not Black Dash, right? The other one with garlic on it. He played Black Garlic for a while. He let the other physical, which would have let them change hands,
Black takedown.
Possibly.
You've got the thing in front of you. Look it up. Just look black, physical type garlic. You'll find it.
Passing out. Combat is over. So that combat wasn't quite as sideways for Dan as I thought. Again, mostly because the choice to let that 13 power through. I'm really not sure what was up with that.
Okay, passing and doing the good old 1-2 command. Yamcha's got another Unleashed, but has the other card in his hand.
Sure.
So we got rid of the Unleashed and the.
Yeah, I say he probably
blast.
is just fine with staying on level
Yeah.
3. He could go to level 4, in a kill turn just to throw one more attack or whatever.
Yeah.
But I bet he has no problems camping at level 3 for pretty much the rest of the game. But combo is what
Combo.
it's
That's
called.
what it is.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want him to steal one of his attached quick shots at that point or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or maybe he just wasn't thinking about it. One or the
That's
other.
right. Combo is the moving of
Yeah.
attached cards.
13 going in. Yamcha drawing some stuff.
Starting with a stare down. Playful, neck beam, crouch, and that 6 card that I don't remember. It's a blue energy with that like intense training or something like training. I don't know. It's got Goku shooting the beam off of
Oh, right.
the thing,
Does anger things and
something like that.
such.
Got a sphere.
Yamcha does have overpowering attack, so he's running allies, which I wasn't sure about, but I like the I like a light ally package in Blue Yamcha, so I concur with that decision. You could definitely build it without them, but
Dispersing beam, I think, is the
sure.
card. Thank you, Brian Valdez. Cross country chatting.
Sure.
Searching for a friend. Getting Roshi.
The last search. Congratulations, guys. We're done searching.
Thank goodness. Pack it in. We're good.
This is the kind of thing where when you're talking about players missing obvious triggers as soon as they occur, we'll see if say 13 accidentally tries to search for an ally or something.
Well, here, Jin kick. Or no, that one's the anger. That's not the
Right.
search your. That's dash.
Correct. Right.
So we mastered away.
Sure. Knock down an anger.
Said
Which again, nothing
dispersing.
wrong with that.
No,
If you can
probably
keep
using that neck beam.
if you can keep 13 at level 1 and just keep plinking a few life cards at a time, that's going to win this game. So say gain an anger by milling that block, or gained 2 anger, excuse me, by milling that block. Looks like they're okay. 13 passes. Yamcha throws Playful Punch as an attack. Plink in for a couple life cards. Feel like that card is usually used for the defensive purpose, but the cool part of the utility is you can always just throw it for a little damage. That's what makes it really neat.
Holding on to
Gain
a
some
head knock.
stages, passing.
Blinding, another defensive burst. He held on to the sphere and drew a corruption.
I mean, that hand is okay. It's a little rough against
Yamcha.
protective. Well, yeah, but I mean,
yeah, protective too.
just like his ability to push any real damage with it is going to be negligible with what is probably a guaranteed block. I can't imagine he would end up with a hand that would leave him unable to block anything in a turn.
Yeah.
No, I had to change it. Didn't have enough big dice, apparently. Bank those Roshi stages. And we're going. Yamcha's coming in. Playful Punch. 2 head knocks.
Yeah, and
And an arm cannon. Arm beam.
yeah. One
And he Yamcha powered, I
and
believe,
got a blinding.
for...
Catch that knee.
Oh man, that's rough either way. So he could take it, but okay, he's gonna block it. I say even if he took it and gave him the other 2 anger, he could immediately head knock all the anger away. And Asher's out,
Bye.
which is totally fine. Again, at this
Yeah.
point in the game, he can hit and run to Sergeant's Content, and that's a thing that Yamcha decks do very well.
Oh yeah. Between rescue and
Right, between
stuff like
rescues
blinding.
and expert assistance and blinding, you can just poke and bail.
He's going. Got a terror. Is that what that is? And then
So yeah, so he
choking.
and honestly he can still do almost anything he wants this combat, just like last one. Like he could expert assistance and then just do a thing and bail again. He could like plan to stay for the long haul. He cannot terror though to search. So
That's
again, we'll
right,
see if
yeah.
that.
Sort of dead at this point. It's not
I mean,
really
yeah,
a big
it plinks
attack,
for a little
but
damage.
yeah.
It'll be unpreventable with Yamcha's power.
I guess that's true. Choke.
I would guess he'll probably just mastery with it, unless it gets discarded by the stare down. So,
Yeah.
or unless he forgets and attempts to
Yeah.
terror for something.
We'll find out. Okay.
His opponent's going to target anyway, so it won't matter.
Yeah.
And again, that's either his
Position
opponent wanted to stuff
draw.
the mastery block, or his opponent forgot that he couldn't terror either. So either I have no problem getting rid of terror there either way. Like that seems
And then
fine
they
to me.
passed out of that combat.
Yeah, he expert assistanced and then just passed out. So on to 13, who will also pass. I think Yamcha asked him to count up Android cards in his discard pile. Specifically,
I think he's only got Android insubordinations
yeah, I'll
in
say
there.
specifically, maybe he only even asked about insubordinations just to know
Oh.
what the passive anger was that way.
Gotcha.
Geez, not even just draw an attack. Which, you know, where this game is at makes a ton of sense to me. Any Yamcha powered into time.
Yeah.
But yeah, not even a hesitation, which is, you know, pedal to the metal, I suppose. And time is sphered, so
There goes that dispersion.
so yeah, they had to. We got it. No tutors.
Oh, backstrikes are in there too. If you're looking for Android cards.
I believe that was his card power that was stopped. By
Probably.
protective mastery.
Yeah. Now he's got 2 head knocks. What a party. And then the black lunge.
Issue counting up the damage here, but we'll figure it out. I promise. Oh, I didn't email one too many. And coming at him with a head knock. That deck is small, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, it was small before this combat, and so Android 13, grasping to life. And, you know, this is all well and good. Like, he can gain anger and stuff, but yeah, this game is over.
Yeah.
13 is not a deck that can recover from that kind of life card deficit. Like,
no.
cooler at certain levels with certain hands can, like, start a combat with 1 card, and Namekian
Yamcha's
builds
not-
same way.
Yamcha's not sitting too high himself.
Yeah, I mean,
like
yeah,
his
that's
deck was fairly low.
Oh,
too,
sure. Yeah,
but-
it wasn't a blowout of a
Yeah,
game. It was
but yeah,
actually
he-
kind of close.
He took enough hits.
all
that
things considered.
it was really hard to come back from.
Yeah, I would say that like, it was relatively close with Yamcha in the driver's seat for the most part. Like, he was pretty much in control all game, but not so much that it was, you know, that there was literally no way that Dan could win in most of those, even like just in most given, like on a turn or whatever. It just over time,
Yeah.
pretty much every combat they got into, Dan was behind, and it just
And
ended.
Ashir
It
just
built
had
up
answers.
to right. Yeah, it built up to him ultimately losing the game. You have to win those little bouts,
Yeah.
and that's another thing that 13 doesn't do when it's already behind.
Yeah.
That deck doesn't generate many advantages for itself other than transitioning levels. So once he was locked at level 1,
Yeah. Once
like
he was
definitively for
squarely
a bit,
there, it
yeah.
was hard to dig out of that. Unless you had a dig.
fair enough. It didn't look like he was running digs, which doesn't surprise me necessarily.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Devious 13 is usually
MPV.
more anger focused, than Beatdown.
Yeah.
So they don't care about gaining a level
No.
or as much about the damage. Yeah, that was a pretty, they both played pretty solidly. It seemed like it was just a very run-of-the-mill match in terms of like no
Nothing-
shocking
yeah,
upsets, no
Nothing crazy
bursts
happened.
of right. Yeah,
It
no.
was just a well-played match. Woo!
Everybody executed, and Yamcha. And I would think that
Yamcha'd.
Yamcha. I would think that Blue Yamcha probably has the advantage. Like,
Oh, yeah.
a pretty good one actually in terms of just pairing the builds against themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Before the cards are drawn, so that outcome doesn't really surprise me either. But yeah, good stuff. Very well played. So then that'll be 5-1 for that Yamcha deck. So he's on track for a cut, most likely one more win.
Have you seen anything about number of rounds?
Based on the rough count I did from the blog, I think it has to be 7.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
like I don't think that enough players were. It was under 100. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
For me, just attempting to add up the quantities by style. So that would be 7 rounds and cut to 16, I believe.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's like the way that their tournament structure is built, like
Yeah, it's
the tiers
based
are
on,
such that almost every tournament is 7
16.
or maybe 8 rounds.
Yeah.
And then a cut to 16. Yeah, that's gonna do it for round 6. We'll see what happens. Oh, come on, laptop. See what happens with Didier. I haven't gotten an update from him in a little bit. Again, apologies about for being incompetent when it comes
Good job.
to reading and pronouncing names on the internet.
A+.
So what I think we're gonna do is I'll put the placeholder back up for right now. I'm gonna go take myself a very brief bathroom break, and then we'll keep our eye out on the internet. And whenever he's ready to come on, we'll probably just bring the stream back up and then maybe talk about unrelated Dragon Ball nonsense for a little bit until round 7 starts.
Woo.
So sit tight, keep a side eye on that stream window, and we'll probably be back in a little bit.